Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday night. Shad with me tonight. Special guest. You're watching Purple BTV. Me and my friends, both bros. We have this thing, Groove Lab, going on Wednesdays. E, right?
What's up?
Here we are again, D.
There's D. Yeah, we're here. It's Purple B. Reverb happening. We're up in here tonight. It's the 5th episode of Groove Lab. Thanks for joining us. If you're in Decentraland, we see you vibing with us. I see some good-looking avatars in there already. Looks like a dripping psychedelic wing suit situation. That's super cool. Yeah, we're doing it here. We're in Decentraland. We're on Twitch. Abstract AMCR is in the house. He's moderating your Twitch thing. He's going to be doing some live visuals from his bunker in South Austin. Devos is walking around the metaverse. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Where else? We're over there. We're all in here. If you don't know where to go, you can always just go to our website, purpleb.org, and you can find us. And
Twitter.com.
Yeah, we're on Twitter. We into Twitter Spaces. We're doing things. We've been kind of slowing down our shows lately with the Wednesday nights in the sense that we're trying to stop and take notice of what's going on in here and try to make sense of it all, put some language to what we've been doing for the past 2 or 3 years. And the reason we want to do that is that we feel like there's something special going on here. And we're touching on some universal themes that other people might want to talk about too, and other people might want to learn about as we learn with them in the open and in public and in the metaverse. So thanks for being here. This is it's a study in improvisation. It's a total synth fest. We're going to talk about live music. We're going to talk about what we do in Central Texas here. And we're going to talk to our friends who are talented and they have things to say too. The guy that is here tonight, our special guest, he has his own podcast. It's called Shadcast, and I think he's done like
80 episodes.
80 episodes.
80
Thank you. 80 eps over the course of 3 or 4 years now, right?
Yeah. Very weak work ethic with the pod.
But
I have no sponsors, and I'm beholden to no one.
It's been it's relatively steady, I thought.
Yeah, I try to keep it steady. But, COVID, it's hard enough to get people to come talk to me for 3 hours without their phones on the air, so to speak, because there's no benefit to it. However, with COVID added, it's a real challenge, and I felt a little I think podcasting gave me COVID the first time, so I understand people's hesitation.
Are you going to name any names?
No. It's not important.
Which episode was it?
That's not important. I'm not
Episode
doxing
0.
anybody on this new Groove Lab pod.
I was trying to introduce you in some kind of roundabout way, and I didn't get quite there. Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry.
This is Shad Scott. You may know him from bands as Deadeye, The Trim, Mikado, and various other projects.
Lee
in
Braverman
Austin.
Band,
The Lee
Rock and
Braverman
Roll
Band.
Playhouse.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Playhouse. Yeah, playing for the children.
Yeah.
Deadeye, by the way, is probably your main project.
Yeah.
Right, and it's definitely. All right, there's lots of Grateful Dead tribute bands in the world, and
Too many.
for good reason. Every town and region has their own local Dead band, right?
At least one.
At least one. In Austin, we've always had one or two kind of hanging around the periphery, and no offense to any of these bands, but they're always kind of, I don't know how to put it nicely, but just kind of, it was a good time thing, and it was low key and not too deep, and that's great. It was a great thing to drink to. But you guys came along, Deadeye came along, and immediately there was something deeper to it. I don't know, maybe you can speak to that, but maybe it's because you guys just practice a lot and you play. Your catalog is really deep. You go deep into the annals of Deadland, don't you?
Yeah, and we also cut a lot out. That's probably what people like, is that we don't play the shitty songs, which there are many. So we try to stick to the Grateful Dead's music that they wrote and but maybe not the Brent songs so much, and definitely not the Vince songs. We try to cut out those blues songs that were
The big
really boring part of the first set during Megadeth. I don't know. I think the reason Deadeye pops is because Joe and I have a great chemistry, and we started that band together with a very clear purpose to play the music as well as we could, but with a modern edge. You know, give it a little, put your balls into it a little harder. Kind of like the Primal Dead energy, which was a 60s period where they had 2 drums and a head full of acid, and they were just, you know, leaving a pint of blood on stage every night. So we're kind of bringing that energy level to it, but we're also like, we want to learn all the songs exactly right. And not only that, but the different versions of all the
different
songs.
eras.
Yeah.
Can you? This is Debo's back here. Shad, I'm thinking back to the Mikado days, and I think Mikado's sort of penchant for a little bit of the Grateful Dead vibe came in the form of these like almost Dark Star-esque or space jam, drum space kind of the spacier side of Dead. I heard that in just wonder if you could sort of speak to that
Yeah,
as an
well,
influence.
For sure. It's psychedelic music. I mean, yeah, it's avant-garde, it's abstract, it's experimental, it's improvisational, it's completely of the moment, you know. Y'all mentioned that book on Twitter, The Art of Is, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. You want to be there. You realize it's happening right now, and you've got to listen and react and make changes where they need to happen. And the whole band has to have that yes mentality where, you know, and I think you guys do that great here in this room. Like, really just someone will try and throw out a new phrase, and the whole band kind of supports that and moves in a new direction. And you're never, like, stuck. You know, like, you're free to roam about the cabin. Like, you can change the time signature, the dynamic. You can change the key, whatever. You can play a little mini jam and then get back to the main you know, I mean, there's so much. And Mikado is like, we were really into dub reggae and Afrobeat, which those songs can go on for 30 minutes. We love Dark Star, which can go on 30 minutes, the other one, which we played. And really, you know, I think I just play Grateful Dead drums better than I do anything else on the kit, you know, for whatever reason. I just, I think Fishman and Billy Martin and Billy Kreutzmann were huge influences on me growing up. So I think you can hear their influence in my playing. And Mikado was in the jam band, post-jam band era where there wasn't the strongest songwriting, but you could tell we were incorporating strong melodies, harmonies, weird rhythms, polyrhythms, weird time signatures, weird sounds. Like, you know, Joe Willard would play his horn through a whole series of effects loopers and whatever line sixes and whatnot. Yeah, delays, everything, and he would sound like an orchestra. I mean, so anyway, it was that, you know, and it's all improv. You know, it's a lot of improv. We also played a lot of Spinal Tap because no one else did.
Jazz
and
Odysseys.
I fucking love.
Big
No,
Bottom,
not
or
so
what?
much jazz, like the songs, like
Did you play Big Bottom?
Yeah, probably, but we definitely played.
Stonehenge?
We played Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You Tonight.
Yeah.
Of course, the opener and the
yeah.
closer. Shit, play it twice in a set. Then we'd play Heavy Duty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Love that.
and we would play. What's another? Bitch School. Yeah, Bitch School is so great. But anyway, we also played Peter Tosh and we played Dylan. I mean, pretty wide. I would say Mikado was a little too wide focus. I think we should have picked a smaller. Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of like what are we doing? So and then everyone eventually quit one by one, and that band fell apart. But at the end of it, I don't know if you remember, Debo's, but we were playing the Grateful Dead or the Jerry Garcia birthday festival, and we played All Dead in Mikado.
Do you remember that?
Was that the vibe?
At the pier.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
also the
plenty in your
vibe.
bag.
And another place too, like Tambaleo or whatever. But we were just playing All Dead and, like, you know, heady selections, not like, you know, Dorm Room. What is that? What's that album? That the Skeletons from the Closet. It wasn't that.
None
you
of that
know,
shit.
we were playing Comes a Time and Mason's Children and that kind of shit.
Well, I'll give a compliment to Mikado in that they had the spirit of improvisation that the Dead made so famous. If they had nothing else at all, uh, they had sort of this willingness to fail, this without a net idea that you can go out on stage and anything can happen. Fish does that really well. That's something that we talk about a lot here because it's important. As soon as you are uptight about messing up or something being a mistake, you sort of lose some amount of innocence, and you can't necessarily go as deep as if you were to say, you know what, whatever happens, we're gonna react to it, we're gonna embrace it. If it sounds bad, we're gonna drift into another place and let that moment pass. And it's a series of moments that one moment leads to another, and it's a reaction to a sound and this whole thing.
Yeah.
Mikado did that great, and it was something that not a lot of jam bands, period, have ever been able to do great. And you got to recognize the ones that do.
What's
I
cool?
appreciate that.
What's cool about like what you're getting into, and the fact that improvisation requires a certain amount of cooperation and sort of like supporting your fellow bandmate.
It's like a life raft.
Yeah, you're a life raft. You're if they're playing a weird part, or your job is to make their ridiculous part sound good,
Mm-hmm.
or vice. It's one thing I heard in that book actually was like, it was some Buddhist thing. It was like,
We're gonna
you're
sell.
not trying.
We're gonna sell some of these books.
Yeah.
Me and Devos are obsessed with this book called The Art of Is. Okay, and we're gonna quote it. You're gonna hear it a lot. What were you saying?
Right. Like it's like your goal should not be to play the best. It should be to make your bandmates sound the best.
Yeah, to flatter everyone, to be the supportive element that makes everyone sound
Yeah.
good.
And I think I was trying to get to a point where it's like that relates it to human beings on such a fundamental level that if you have a band that jams really well, they're usually great guys or girls and they get along really well, and it becomes this brotherhood, or for lack of a better word, like Mikado. I remember back in the Vibe days, we were, just really admiring the group, when we met y'all and hit it off right away. And sort of an extension of jamming well is that camaraderie and that just being able to hang together and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a huge. I always can tell bands that rehearse. I mean, there's a huge just canyon between bands in Austin. Those that love to rehearse and those that hate it.
Right.
And it's a mindset you really got to get over, because not only do you have to rehearse, you have to practice before rehearsal, and then you got to correct everything you fucked up in rehearsal, and then you got to play it perfect on stage, and then you got to watch it and suffer through your own music like the crowd does. So,
watch the
and then
film.
you fix that. So it's a constant, it takes constant attention, and it has to be a passionate thing.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
a chore, your brain's going to just create some sort of block, and
Right.
there's enough forms of resistance. I'm sure y'all are aware of that book, The War on Art,
Yeah.
and it talks about all the forms of blockades to creativity, the creative process, all your road bumps and hang-ups and your laziness and your environmental factors and whatever. Your kid won't let you, your dog won't let you get away, your kid won't let you get away, whatever. Like, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not getting the sleep you need. It's a whole discipline thing. Music is just like life or anything else, which is all improvisation.
Yeah.
Everything is improv, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I guess what we've been doing lately is we've gone so far down this rabbit hole that we want to make sense of it. You know what I mean? And talking about it is all we can do at this point. And I think it seemed like at first it might be a fruitless exercise and not actually a whole lot to talk about it, because it's like dancing about architecture. It's talking about music is this sort of you can't necessarily put your finger on, especially improvisation. It's this esoteric thing, and the people talk about as soon as you name the thing or you categorize the thing, then you've killed a lot of the magic of it. And so what I'm finding is that actually there's a lot to talk about when it comes to improvisation, and it always leads back to universal things that have to do with nature and humanity and the way that human beings interact. It's more about communicating on a cellular level or communicating on any level. And music happens to be a very deep and magical one of those levels. But the idea of improvisation is very universal, and it's not limited to music whatsoever, or comedy, or stand up, or
Explosives.
whatever you think it is. Yeah, man. Uh,
Rap battles.
this book, I'm plugging this book. We're gonna talk. We're trying to get this guy Steven
Get in there.
Nachmanovich on this thing.
He's a hell of a violin player, by the way.
Yeah, he's a violinist, but the Yo-Yo Ma wrote a quote as an endorsement of this book. I want to read what Yo-Yo Ma wrote about Steven Nachmanovich's book. Yo, Steven Nachmanovich's The Art of Is a philosophical meditation on living fully, living in the present. To the author, an improvisation is a co-creation that arises out of listening and a mutual attentiveness, out of a universal bond that sharing connects all humanity. It is a product of the nervous system, bigger than the brain and bigger than the body. It is a once-in-a-lifetime encounter, unprecedented and unrepeatable. Drawing from the wisdom of the ages, the art of is not only gives the reader an inside view of the states of mind that give rise to improvisation, it is also a celebration of the power of the human spirit, which, when exercised with love, immense patience, and discipline, is an antidote to hate. Yo-Yo Ma.
Hey,
Hell
do you
yeah,
think
man.
do you think improv is a uniquely human? Because I feel like dogs improvise, cats
Yeah.
improvise.
Well, so it's funny. What do you got to say, Grego?
Yeah, tell me about improv.
Yeah, I think the whole world and everything we see and feel, it's total improv. It just everything happens interacting with other things. That's the way it works. I don't think we're unique to the improv. No.
Totally. I think
Absolutely.
we're just unique to like jazz and IEDs and rap battles.
IEDs. Improvised explosive devices. I see what you're going for there. Well, yeah, man.
MacGyver was an improv. You know, it doesn't have to be
MacGyver was-
musical or comedy.
He's like the Jerry of 80s television.
He's the Jerry of getting out of pickles. That's the dumbest analogy I've ever made.
You guys know what the 3 imps are?
No.
You can guess?
Imps?
Have you know this? Oh, you don't know it.
Impossible,
No.
impermanent,
Impossible is not one of them.
impossible.
Impermanence is the first imp.
Yeah.
Impermanence, meaning,
Are you talking about the Dhammapada here?
what's that?
That's the Buddhist sacred text. The
Maybe I
Dhammapada.
am.
No, it just sounds very Buddhist. That everything is fleeting,
Yeah.
and don't hang on to desire and your greed is really the source of your misery. It's not the outside world. It's actually your own brain.
The greed to want to clutch onto a moment.
Yeah, to hang
Yeah.
on to a relationship or a job or, I had
Yeah.
that with my dog. I had to put my dog down, and I
Sorry.
realized it was just like I needed to let go, and it was a very Buddhist moment where it's like, letting go is not necessarily a negative thing. It's just part of life, right? So
Yeah.
it was just my selfishness keeping her around, like in Futurama, how they have the heads in the jars, like they got the Beastie Boys and Nixon. Anyway, no Futurama fans. Tough crowd. But anyway, yeah, it's just you got to let it go. You let you go. There's this guy who does beach art, right, with like a rake and shovels and rocks and shit, and he makes these huge fractal, beautiful works of art in the sand,
Yeah.
knowing all full well that
Yeah.
the high tide's gonna wash it all away.
Yep.
So it's just a brief, beautiful moment, and that's, that's a beautiful moment of creation.
That's the entire
destruction.
premise of Burning Man, too.
Yeah, exactly. No,
People draw with the chalk on the asphalt.
Yep.
absolutely. That's gonna, even you do some work of art in graffiti on a wall, it's gonna get painted over the next day. That's again just a moment of beauty.
Well, we're definitely going to have a jam tonight for Bell.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been a rough week, but at the end of the day, I did what's right, and we had a good run.
Well, let's we'll meditate on what it means to be impermanent, and what we'll have an impermanent moment that will come and go, and it will be we'll just be thinking about all of those things.
Man, hold on.
while we do
Let's
it.
go back to mistakes, though.
Well, that's the next imp.
Okay.
Imperfection.
Imperfection.
Yes.
Oh, because mistakes is the way you look at mistakes is a huge part of the way you look at life. Like you can either see like this is a deficiency I have, or this is a weakness I have. I need to shape up my back. I need to fix this. You
Yeah.
know, I think music is the same way, where you just notice what you don't like, and you try to fix it and never repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
So mistakes should be, you should put a light on it. I mean, I think it can go too far, and in my band it often does, where we're too focused on mistakes, which spills out into me being a spectator and seeing other bands and listening for mistakes. It can become a mental psychosis, the mistake thing.
Yeah.
And other people are like, who gives a fuck? And I love those people because I'm not one of them, but I want to have those qualities.
Well, that's one of the things that, at their best, Fish, at their high point of their technical mastery, where they knew all their songs, and they would nail the changes, and they would nail every note, and then they would launch into the sickest improv that you could imagine. When those two pieces of the puzzle are intact and firing on all cylinders, that's basically the mountaintop, if you ask me, of jam band. And it's very fleeting and hard to obtain. And no disrespect to Fish, but in their later days, they've basically given up on a lot of the perfection parts of their composed music,
Which drives me crazy.
and that's it. Yeah, it took
Just
them.
because their tickets are
it
so
c-
expensive.
It
That's all.
consumed them, though. You could tell that all they did was practice. They were in the
you're a
practice room.
musician. Get in the fucking practice room.
They got
I just think that's where the sausage is made. I mean, I don't understand. Oh no, you had to practice hard. No, that's what we do. We love it, right? I mean, I think it's really old bands refuse to get together and they don't have the same work ethic they had.
Yeah.
That's like Victor Wooten says, I can teach you talent. Everyone's like, oh, you're so talented. No, dude. While you were out playing fucking, kickball with your friends, and I was running scales. That's it. All day, all night.
I want to read what Abstract, he's been chiming in the chat here. His last comment was the phrase fall fast is one of his biggest pet peeves. He says falling fast is called, failing fast. That's far away.
Did someone
Failing
say
fast, no, I read it wrong. Fail fast, it's called learning, Tim. There's nothing wrong with trying something and it not working. It not working is called learning, and it should be celebrated. Yeah, so
That's a great call.
good call, yeah. Fail fast. Sorry.
I'd never heard that. Did you say that?
No, Abstract just said that in the chat.
Oh. What's the third imp? Is it improvisation?
It is.
I mean, that was kind of a
Duh.
gimme. That probably would have been the better first.
Impossible.
Impossible Burgers.
Impersonate Johnny Carson. That's the third one.
Impersonation.
Did not know that.
I did not know.
Impishness.
Now we got a great show tonight.
Yeah, man.
Got Diane Fossey.
Debo's, what we got
Oh,
on the
shit.
docket? We have some things to talk about.
Yeah, we
should-
do. Let's run through some topics that we prepared. One of them is the new studio progress. Just a little update from Grego.
Yeah,
He's
you
been
got-
there.
You got any things we can look at?
Yeah, I mean, the sheetrock is in all over the big room, which is the live room. And then, yes, I have some picture, but like right now, in the next set break,
Yeah,
I'll
we'll show
you.
them.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Him queued up.
yeah, video, the first video you guys, Debo's made. It was, great editing. Thank you, D.
No problem.
And a quick, very fast
AI
walkthrough.
AI voiceover.
So anyway, we like a little bit further than that now. Now there's a sheetrock and back to the echo chamber.
The Echoes came back with the sheetrock.
It's dramatically bigger than this place, and then there's higher ceiling and more space outside and inside.
It's like four of these or something.
We're going to have to get all new lenses on our cameras because,
We'll be-
this studio was all about making a tiny space kind of feel bigger. and that's not going to be a problem at the next place. If anything, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
We need longer lenses that kind of get in closer to the
We'll have to
action.
force the bands to scrunch together.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going out to Valente, Texas. We're in the, if you haven't heard, Valente, Texas is on the north side of Lake Travis, and it's a beautiful place, and it's
Totally
sort of an
beaut.
untapped,
Untapped.
magical area. If you ask
Jewel.
me,
Total jewel.
if Austin were to have a Malibu,
Yeah.
this might
We
be
need
it.
you to stay out of it then.
yeah,
Yeah. Shh, don't
stay
tell
out of
him, man.
Malibu,
Don't-
Grega.
Don't tee.
But you know, I say that knowing full well that Valente doesn't have that kind of reputation, but I think it will. I think you give us like, I don't know, give us 5 or 6, 7 years.
No, what? 2
What?
years. 2 years.
2 years.
Oh yeah.
We got to run the riffraff off first.
Well, I already did some of that.
Grego's now a boat captain. He's got
I am.
side gigs.
I live on the lake now, halfway, almost there, here and there, going back and forth across the world.
We got some new family
I
in
love
town,
it. I
right,
love
G?
it. Yeah,
How's
new
Momins liking
family.
it?
Momins is here. My mom flew in from Poland. Thank you, Momins, for being here with us. She's on the
Welcome
lake
back.
chilling right now. And then next week, my cousin Swanyu is going to be here.
Shout
So,
out Swan if
Yeah,
you're watching.
Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
Swanyu. And then, yeah, so next week you meet my cousin Familia from California. And then
Hell
that's
yeah.
the progress.
Well,
Nice.
this week in Diana, did you guys see the video of the drug lord guy getting
Oh, yeah, he's
eaten
like-
by a tiger?
No, I didn't.
Shit, Lord. Was that the Diana?
It was like Diana. There was a tiger
Bengal
in a cage.
tiger.
I think this is in Medellin or some shit.
Oh, my God.
But you know, there's a cage and there's a fence, and the guy's like reaching through the fence trying to pet the tiger, and he's being very cavalier about it.
Oh, Lord.
And
oh, my God.
all of a sudden, that tiger just grabs his arm, and
Beep.
that's Mick Jaguar.
Almost.
It's disgusting. I don't know why I brought that up, but you can find it online if you're into Faces of Death and things
oh,
like
my
that.
God. No way. Nobody wants to see that.
orangutan like jostling that guy. You know, that orangutan had the guy outside the cage and he's shaking
Oh,
the
yeah,
shit out
that's
of him.
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's about to like pull him sideways
Yeah.
through the fence.
Yeah,
somehow.
I thought he was gonna rip his arm off.
yeah, it's hard to watch.
It is hard to watch. But we were talking about the Valente spot.
Oh, yeah. So no ripping over there like that.
No ripping limbs off
No
over there.
ripping limbs off. But it's a great thing. Y'all be able to come to the studio and probably like swim. Lake is right there. There's a badass water park. Beachside Billy's.
Billy bitch face. Just kidding.
Man, great marketing. They
Beachy
pay,
McBeach
they pay you
beach
for
face.
social media, Greg.
We're trying to merging. But anyway,
No,
So-
sweet spot is going to
yeah.
be probably at least 3 months when we're going to start thinking
So,
about,
I wanna-
you know.
I want to drop a hint
Three.
though, because our
Three.
summer is sort of getting lined up here. We're
Yeah,
putting
drop
our
the
ducks in a
hammer.
row, trying to look at the calendar, what's coming up.
Drop it.
And before we move into the new studio, we just had opened up opportunity to do an event that we had a couple years ago that was sort of a seminal festival, I would say, of the last 10 years of our lives. That was a lot of people showed up, a lot of crew was sort of reunited and solidified in the pandemic world. We were sort of it was still sort of wishy-washy. This was September 2020.
Yeah.
20
We're about
Yeah.
5-6 months deep into the pandemic.
Our
People have fully lost their minds at that point, and
Yeah.
they had full cabin fever.
Our intuition was that we need to get out under the stars and hang out together and play music no matter what, because that is life, and that's what we did, and other people agreed, and we had a little festival, probably 150 people or something, and
A little bit more than that, but yeah.
we're gonna do it again. We're gonna
We're gonna
do
do it
Purple
again.
Beach 2.
D, what's the name of that?
Purple Beach.
Purple Beach. Purple Beach. The soft ish. Quiche.
Purple Beach. So yeah,
Purple Beach. Purple Beach.
it's coming up, yo. Now you know.
Yeah,
You heard it. You heard it here first. No, not in 3 months. That's the studio. He's talking about Purple Beach.
But 3 months in the studio.
3 months studio, around 3 months. Shout out
Yeah.
to Scotty and Christina Railings,
I got a lot of work cut out for you.
Adam Weedman, Kara.
Shout out Mike Hanley. He invited Kate Fuego to the old
That's
OG
right.
Purple
Are y'all
Beach.
keeping this look?
Yeah, we
Also
kind of
Abstract, yeah.
same vibe, same kind of look, but it's gonna be more stretched and spacey, and definitely purple. Definitely you're gonna see honeycombs.
Less gravity.
Abstract
less
hopes he can
gravity.
play again.
Oh.
Abstract.
Abstract,
Yeah.
of course.
So-
He's in.
So
Abstract,
I'm not
you
gonna-
in for
I'm not
sure.
going to give out the exact date right now, but
No dates.
think mid-September,
Uh-huh.
middle part of September.
Yeah.
115 degrees.
Remember.
Yeah. Pencil
No. I think we peaked early this year, Shad.
Yeah, yeah,
It was 115 in June, so
Plus
by
it's on the
September I
water.
think we're gonna be good. Maybe we'll get some rain.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some water in the lake, and I know that when we did it in September of 2020, almost to the week 2 years ago,
Yeah, it was sick.
the weather was absolutely perfect, and the water was serviceable. We had good swimming times, and it was just absolutely magical and perfect in every way. That's why we've been wanting to do it again. There were factors outside of our control that did not allow us to do it again, but those factors be damned, we're doing it.
Dag nabbit.
The mic's off.
It's sort of the new. I don't know. Probably not. We're gonna be doing more. There we go, G. Here we go, G.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing more events in the coming years. So, Purple Beach was just a sort of
Great. It's an
great
add-on.
spot. Add on.
Love it.
When the lake is right, we're there.
That's a sick picture right
Yeah,
there.
Stephen Olker
That's the
took
place.
that. Shout out to Stephen
Oh,
Olker,
yeah,
one of the best
that guy's great.
photographers in Austin.
Yeah, I love that guy's work.
Lee gave us this. Shout out
Yeah,
to Lee.
shout out
you,
to
Lee.
Lee. She printed that and gifted it to the bee.
Very nice.
Did y'all shout out Alice Gidley?
No,
She
Alice
came in with the
Gidley.
Venmo.
Well, let's spin the dang wheel for
Beautiful. Thank you,
her.
Alice.
Maybe that'll kick off our first jam.
Yeah, I think we should. We should
We're
spin the wheel for
gonna
Alice.
chat some more, but we like to break up these chats with a little musical interlude and see where it leads. And this will help us. This is for Alice Gidley. We're going to spin the wheel of jam. We will be inspired, and we will dedicate this jam to you.
Jam on it.
Space Face.
Space face.
Okay. Well, that's cool. We can get real spacey.
It's like, going to space, outer space is sort of similar to going to inner space. So you're going into your face with the space in your face, in your mind.
Whoa.
That special place. Gordon Wimper says, drop a beat. Drop the beat. Yeah. Evo's got the beats.
space. Cool. Very cool. I say that's space face. Man. Yeah, Kate Fuego's in the house tonight. She's gonna be doing some set break fire. We're letting the sun set, letting the ground cool a little bit. We did get a
Kate
little
Fuego.
summer shower out there. I don't know if you know, right before the show, we did get a rain cloud pass us by, which is kind of like worth noticing at this point.
Yeah, there's a couple drops. I felt it.
Let's see if we can make some rain
Shut.
with this next jam, man.
Jeff, that was cool, right? You like?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not used to playing on that drum set. It doesn't move
Yeah.
like mine, but
We're,
yeah, making it work. Making it work.
hey, Shad.
Improvising.
Shad, last week we were talking about that whole that Michael Gordon quote where he's like, think about when you want to make a groove that makes you dream. You don't think about the groove, think about the dream.
Oh,
And I was wondering, like, do you have a place that you go when the jam is right and you're totally free? Is there any recurring sort of place that you go or vision in your head?
I don't know if it's a place, but there's a vibration. There's a hum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like it's a thing you can't put into words. Maybe.
Yeah, it's the
familiar
greatest
feeling.
Yeah, it's the greatest sound vibration, and it's exciting and it's euphoric, and it's like a C major. You know, it's a pretty basic, big, godly chord. Something like that. You know, just some basic, uplifting shit. Anyway, and sometimes when I'm practicing, it's really good, and I'm filling up all the space. Like everything's working. I'll hear like a band with me, or
Yeah.
like an orchestra, which is crazy. That's some of the magic of music that, I don't know if I've ever said on a podcast, but that shit happens to me where I feel like there's a room full of motherfuckers with instruments,
Yeah.
You got an orchestra in your head.
Yeah.
I think
they
Grego
just
has that
fill
same brain.
I don't know.
I only hear a couple parts. Sometimes I'll have a dream with a fully realized song, but like otherwise I'm only hearing 2 or 3.
I have dreams all the time where I'm playing music, and but the amount of times that I've woken up and had any remembering of what that music literally was, it's like twice in my life.
Yeah.
Almost every other time it's like, man, I'm in my dream, I'm jamming, something's going down, it's cool. But all you remember is that it went down. All you remember is the doing it. You don't remember the actual notes. But a couple times, man, I did, and it was beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever hear of Second City? It's an improv group.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they
SCTV.
Yeah, they sat in with Fish once, and the Fish busted out the very rare song Harpua with the whole story section in the middle that clearly none of these people have ever heard of.
Oh shit.
And
Oh, yeah.
anyway,
there's Mark in the.
they
Zoom.
ruined a perfectly good Harpua with their silly improv antics. And that's the side of improv I hate, when it's like, oh, yes, and we're just going to ham it up, and, oh, here comes the tornado, and they're all running in a circle, like,
Dude,
what? It's just like,
Do you
come
know
on.
that most of the world, when they watch Fish, that's what they hear also?
Yeah, I think of that Fish Shreds video on YouTube. It's just total noise. No, but I mean, they are very aware that they fucked up that Harpua big time.
Yeah.
And they all have guilt. It's kind of funny. I heard them on a podcast
Guilt.
talking about, like, yeah, here's this song that everyone loves, and we took a shit on it.
Yeah, we've got a potential Zoom. I don't know where that reverb's come from. Is that on your end?
Completely off.
We got a potential guest on their Zoom. Debo,
Oh, yeah.
who's this?
It's Open Set from Twitch fame. We've seen that Open Set. He's probably got a lot to say about what the same stuff we're talking about. And yeah, man, get in here. And we're Abstract is in the Twitch chat moderating. If you guys want to interested in sort of coming on and saying some things, then by all means we'll invite you into the Zoom tonight. The Zoom is open for anyone who wants to sort of engage in thoughtful discussion and revelry. Maybe give us some weird ideas for the next jam. Let's collab. We actually got some action in Decentraland. Let's look at them. Let's check in with them.
Yeah.
There's our boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do a Decentraland jam. Let me back this up. There they are. We got a couple boys. Who's that? Say hi, Billy T Coin. Looking real good. With the kimono,
Totally.
laser, I don't know, skirt. Zesty beam.
Zesty beam.
Looking.
Yeah.
We said no mohawks in Purple Bee,
Come
Zesty
on.
beam. I'm just kidding. That was an early rule. It's
That
been
was the
since
early-
been
Nah.
dropped.
As
That's a
long as
stupid
it's,
rule.
yeah, it has to be colored, and it's fine. Looking
So, yeah, let's put a couple more parameters on this next jam's creative constraints,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to get our minds flowing.
good. We pull the card or something. What we do? Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
we are, but we're talking right now.
Standing by,
We're
standing
talking
by.
about our creative constraints to send us into jam land, impending jam. But we are we're gonna hang tight if Open Set wants to jump in. But what if I brought up another one of these topics, pre-prepared
please.
topics? One of them is the question of the week, which is also from this book we've been talking about, but it's a different angle on it, and it's basically that improv is life. Life.
Yo, ma.
So
Life.
how does improv enter into your life non-musically, non-artistically? Give me the biggest Ebos. Give me the biggest sort of thing where you improv in your other life.
Well, I could just forget about music, but talk about every other aspect of Purple Bee. We improvise on the daily. It's like, how do you you cannot possibly plan for every contingency that will go down in any given situation. Therefore, some life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. It's a tired phrase, but it's absolutely accurate. You know, and more said in more of a eloquent way. It was Yo-Yo Ma. He said it's about living in the present. If you are fully alive and you're fully engaged with the present moment, then you can do nothing else than improvise. There is no other way.
Hey, that's cool, Ebos. Open Set. We got you in
Cool
the Zoom.
story.
Maybe we'll go to you. I see you. Here you come. It's Open Set, live from Zoom.
Oh yeah,
you doing,
what's
man?
up?
Hello.
We're
All
gonna
right,
dial you
We
in.
got you. Keep talking. We're good. Glad to see you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
So where are you coming in from,
I'm over here
geographically?
in Carborough, North Carolina, right next to the University of Chapel, right near the University of North Carolina.
Cool.
Nice. So
I was just in Raleigh a couple weeks ago. It
Oh,
played
excellent.
at
I
the
hope you
fe-
weren't in here for the extreme heat wave.
Yeah, it was hot as shit. We
was.
played on the street downtown in that whatever the art festival you guys had was. And
Oh, awesome. I wish I had known or I'd driven over. I'm only
It
like
was
20
hot
minutes
as
away.
shit, man. I thought it was hot here. It was hotter there. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, we got that heavy humidity here. I'm not sure exactly how bad the humidity issue is in Austin.
Yeah, the
Not
humidity is what
much
did it.
humidity lately.
Oh yeah, that's
Just lots of heat.
It's been like Phoenix here.
there's the voice
Ooh.
of Mark.
Abstract AMCR in the house too.
There you
Good to have you guys here. We're in the Groove Lab. Yeah, we're talking about
So-
all things groove. We know Open Set. You're a streamer too, right?
Yeah, I want to hear.
Yes, I
give
am.
us the rundown of what you do, man. And we've seen you on Twitch plenty of times, but tell the audience.
So it's a little bit of a strange thing that I do. I generally begin by creating some sort of ambient basic loop with my synthesizers in the RC505, and then I start building things all on top of that: audio, visual, and up for discussion. There's a microscope beside me that's usually the basis of creating the visual effects that I do. So I'll usually take something with interesting optical properties like birefractive crystals like Epsom salt or all sorts of other things, even just sand, amoebas, whatever I have on hand. I will chroma key those, run them through recursive feedback loops and video effects, and then I'll start asking the chat for numbers or words to guide me to things in all the books beside me, which tend to be things like old Chinese mountain poetry, world mythology, William Blake, who knows, whatever they're going to guide me into. And then that starts then what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, and all that starts influencing then how I start manipulating the music. I
Sick.
try to run it all in what I consider a creative feedback loop with chat participating, guiding me into territory that I wouldn't normally go into.
Wow.
Kate Fuego
Next
wants to know
level.
if there are amoebas. Do
Uh,
you ever get amoebas on the scope?
Yes, I do get amoebas on the scope.
Water
In
bears?
fact, I get an amoeba on the scope that was discovered right around here, named after the university next door, Chaos carolinisis, in fact.
Wow.
And the
All
amoebas
right,
are
man.
great because they're slow and I don't have to chase them on the microscope. I can just leave it there and touch the synthesizer.
Wow.
That's so cool.
That's
Uh,
amazing, man.
You know what? Like, it's one thing to improvise in the outer space in this physical realm, but when you start drilling down with a microscope, it's like you're going to
Right.
space.
We were
It's
just
like
talking
you're
about
viewing another
the inner
dimension.
space and the outer space, and the Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually cool that you're here, man, because our topic tonight is we've been talking about how improvisation is life. It's not just music and art, those are the great manifestations of it, but it goes into so many other disciplines and ways of living and being. And you're doing multidisciplinary improv and live on stream, right?
Yes, I fully believe in that philosophy there, and it also has guided me because I'm an educator, and it's one of the things that I employ frequently working with these kind of advanced groups of mathletes and all that. Is I always have to be ready to improvise with whatever I'm getting back from them because I never know how quickly they're going to latch on to what I'm feeding them intellectually. So I've always got to be ready to adapt and improvise to the situation as it presents itself to be an effective instructor with them.
Cool.
So OpenSet and I have done quite a bit of collaboration, and like the visuals that are playing right now are, well, I think the first collaboration we did together.
Nice. That's abstract, piping in visuals.
Perfect.
Very cool, man. I would love to. You know what? I think that if you're gonna hang around for a minute, when we decide to get back into a jam segment, maybe a cool way to keep you in the mix, open set, would be for us to figure out a way for you to read out of one of your random books, and maybe you could even. I don't know if your microscope is hooked up to your Zoom call, but that would be cool too.
I would probably have to leave and rejoin and use the OBS virtual camera.
Right.
I'm not sure what video quality we would get, but we might be able to do that. I have some slides prepared that might work pretty well with that.
Well, we
And
could
I-
also
I
we could jam here on our instruments, and you could maybe read a spoken word from one of your books that we randomly generate together. Is that something we could do?
Oh yeah, that could be a lot of fun. I should ask, should I be turning on the pro audio settings to add some verb and effect to my voice and all that, or you guys can handle that on your end?
We got that over here. Grego's got full control over you, so it sounds pretty good on our end right now.
Perfect.
Yeah. So let's let that marinate. We can talk for a minute more. Like, you got you have a regular night that you stream on Twitch, or do you kind of just do it?
I absolutely do not. I tell people I only stream when the moon hits me just right.
Cool. So it's special when you do. Yeah, you gotta follow. You gotta subscribe. You gotta ding the bell, motherfuckers. That's super cool. Well, we've been doing these Wednesday shows. I think not 100% religiously. We've probably taken 1 or 2 off every 10 or 12 weeks, but regular enough that you can generally count on the fact that on a Wednesday night we're going to be in here hanging out and jamming with our friends and seeing what we can drum up together. Tonight we got Shad Scott in the house. Shad's a member of Deadeye, which is one of the best and most deep and philosophically correct Grateful Dead tribute bands that you will ever come across. Thanks in large part to Shad and Joe Fallhaber, his partner in crime, two great musicians that me and Dustin played together with in another band called The Trim. So we know very well what it's like to ride the worm with these guys.
I don't know. I think we should maybe go another jam.
Yeah. Okay.
In an open set, you're welcome to hang out.
How do we?
We're gonna come back and talk a little more.
How do we? I want to get him to. We're gonna get him to pull out some text.
That'd be great too.
How do we randomly generate your text?
So what I would ask is first, first give me a number from 1 to 5.
4.
And then I'll ask for a second number. Is that a 4?
Yeah.
Book number 4, I've gone through so many times its cover has fallen off. Next, I will require a number between 12 and 82.
13.
13.
$1.
$1, Bob.
Okay.
All right. Well, I assume you can hear us jamming. Maybe just I don't know if you want to start first or you want to let us get a bed going and then come in.
Okay.
Whatever strikes you. How about
We
that?
should come in with the jam and then.
Okay.
These quatrains will come from Omar Khayyam.
Yeah, let's get the jam going, and you come in when you're feeling it.
All right, I'm switching to the Twitch audio so I can hear the jams.
You're gonna hear it in Zoom, I think.
Okay,
Can you hear
perfect.
that bass? You hear the bass guitar? Yeah.
I hear the drum. How sweet is mortal sovereignty, think some. Others, how blessed the paradise to come. Ah, but take the cash in hand and wave the rest. Oh, the brave music of a distant drum. And look to the rose that blows to us low. Laughing, she says, into the world I blow. At once the silken tassel of my purse tear in its treasure on the garden throw. Up from Earth's center through the seventh gate, I rose and on the throne of Saturn sate. And many knots unraveled by the road, but not the knot of human death and fate. There was a door to which I found no key. There was a veil past which I could not see. Some little talk a while of thee and me. There seemed then no more of thee and me. secret well of life to learn. And lip to lip it murmured, while you live, drink, for once dead, never shall return. I think the vessel that with fugitive articulation answered once did live and merry make, and the cold lip I kissed, how many kisses it might take. Make the most of what me, yea, will spend before we too into dust descend. Dust into dust, and under dust to lie. Sans wine, sans song, sans singer, and sans end. This delightful herb, whose tender green pledges the river's lip on which we lean. Ah, but lean upon it lightly, for who knows from once what lovely lip it springs unseen. And my beloved, fill the cup that clears today of past regrets and future fears. Tomorrow, why tomorrow I may be myself with yesterday's 7,000 years. And this vine had struck a fiber which about it clings my being, but let this soupy flout of my base metal may be filed a key that shall unlock a door that he howls without. us to wrangle. And with me, the quarrel of the universe, let it be. And in some corner of the hubbub couched, make a game of that, which makes as much of thee. For in and out, above and below, 'tis nothing but a magic shadow show, played in a box whose candle's the sun, around which we phantom figures dance as we come and go. Tis all a checkerboard of nights and days. For destiny, for men, pieces plays.
That's right. Yep. Everybody. All right. That's open set.
Wow.
Tell us what you're reading from again.
Oh, yes.
So this is, I believe, from the 1400s or 1500s. This is the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam,
Dang.
originally in
So sick.
Persian, but the translators took great liberties
Yeah,
into
there was
English.
some rhyming couplets there. I don't know how they pulled
Correct.
that off.
So it's kind of a bit of alchemy that was done. It's just as much of a work of art as the translators as it was from Khayyam's original material. It's also full of amazing illustrations, some of which people will recognize were used in some Grateful Dead posters, like right here. This guy should look familiar.
Wow. So does it say who's the original artist of that piece?
I can check that real
That's
quick.
amazing.
Doesn't have it on the cover of my book has fallen off since I've read it so many times.
That was magical. By the way,
Yeah, abstract.
that really was pretty
Thanks for
damn
hooking
good.
that up.
Thanks, Abstract. I enjoyed the shit out of that. Very
Oh,
nice.
dude, it's all open set.
Shad, did
The
you see that?
best.
Did you see Shad? He's reading from a book that has basically one of the most iconic Grateful Dead images of the skull and roses.
I
It's
can
like
pull that up again here.
it's literally the one people have
Oh
been using
yeah,
for
Alice from
ages.
Rancho has that on the wall, pretty much painted.
Yeah, that's been bastardized and remixed
Alice,
and
love you so much if you're watching.
used to no end.
Rancho, relax.
And again, that is the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam.
The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Super cool, man. Hey, look at that. We just
That's some
improvised.
serious serendipity.
We just improvised from Texas to North Carolina and back again, and to Persia, and to the 1400s, and into the new millennium. All of that is
Connected
happening.
to the Grateful Dead.
Yep. Pretty cool. So it's 9:22. It's a great time for us to take a small break, but around here we don't really take breaks. What we do is we pass it off to Abstract AMCR to do a DJ set, and our great friend and the most talented Kate Fuego is going to spin fire outside. We're going to turn our cameras on her. We're going to get our minds right, and we're going to hopefully see you when we get back in about 25 minutes. Thank you so much, Open Set. That was really cool.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. This was a great surprise.
Yeah, let's do it again sometime.
Thanks so much, man. See you soon. You're watching Purple Beat TV, and then here's Abstract MCR. Oh yeah, we got you, bro. We'll be back in a few minutes.
much, Max Dread. We're gonna spin the wheel for you in a little while. We got a countdown on the bottom right. Kate Fuego's getting her fire started. You guys hang out for that. This is Abstract ACR remixing Purple B Archives. Hell yeah. Abstract AMCR. Dropping bombs. It's like fire bombing. I don't know if that's live footage of Ukraine or what, but pretty cool set, man. Oh, that's some Blade Runner shit. That's Abstract AMCR, you guys. He's got his own channel on Twitch. We're blowing up over here. Top Groove Lab.
Top tier Groove Lab. Number 5.
So, we just had some Venmos come in. The Gummy Girl, $10 on Venmo. Thank you so much. And then Benjamin Fisher, straight out of Asheville, with the 421. Thank you, Benjamin. We have a Venmo. It's at PurpleBTV. You could also Cash App us at PurpleBTV, or you can just go to purpleb.org/donate, and you can see all the ways that you can donate to the cause. Cryptocurrency. We have ETH address. We have we like Bitcoin. Yeah, motherfuckers, we're still buying Bitcoin. And here's the deal: if you donate to the cause tonight, or if you do something super meaningful, we're gonna throw you a POAP. We're making our own POAPs right now. A POAP is a proof of attendance token. All right, so may not seem like much, but it's free to you. It's a keepsake. You can rack them up. You can come to multiple Groove Labs. You can come to all our shows. In fact, tomorrow night there's a show, and we're gonna have a POAP for that. The idea is that you collect these POAPs, and over time you have this digital record of the things that you've seen, Purple Bee wise, and believe me, there will be a lot of things coming down the pipe that you're going to want to start to collect these things, and we'll all look back in our album of POAPs and years from now, and we'll be able to see who was there for the moments that were great, like that open set spoken word piece that over our jam. That was Edmund Joseph Sullivan, by the way, the illustrator who did the Skull and Roses thing from the book he was reading from. Amazing tie to the I can't remember the name of the book, but amazing tie-in from the 1440s to the Grateful Dead to right now. Yeah, Max Dredd, we shouted him out. If you're still in Decentraland hanging out, we sure appreciate you. We see you there. Mohawks are allowed, despite what you've heard.
Y'all are still into Bitcoin.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'll check in.
It's 100% on sale.
20 grand for a Bitcoin?
Let's do it.
It's on sale. Highlight's pretty cool. We're gonna turn you on to it.
Yeah,
Man,
so Purple Bee has we have
for
a
the noobs.
we have an NFT strategy. We're gonna be doing music NFTs, but not like you think. We are developing a way for you to be a member of the Purple Bee crew, and you can be part of this community with us by doing things like buying tickets to our events, which are going to be available very soon, which also will be NFTs in of themselves. But all that stuff is in the works. If that's a turn off to you, trust me, you're going to want to stick around and you're going to want to grow with us, because we're going to get you in smooth. Like, you could put a credit card on this one. You don't need a crypto wallet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it.
Hey, you gave me something at the last event y'all threw during South by. and it was like a hexagonal.
That
It's
was
a PO-op.
well, that was a physical manifestation of a PO-op.
Physical
So that was
manifest.
an
So
that was
PO-ops
an,
all digital.
well, they can be both, but generally
Alright.
speaking, it's a
PO-op.
digital thing. It is an NFT, so it has this hash that is makes it unique, and it goes on a blockchain. And if you own it, that ownership is written in the blockchain, and it's there for all times. You could sell it and make money or lose money, so to speak, if you wanted to, but that's not necessarily the idea of these POAPs. They're free to get, and they're keepsakes. They're like something you want to put in. It's like a baseball card, or it's like a ticket stub. Like, so you went,
Yeah.
how many Ween shows have you been to,
A
Shad?
lot.
A lot. Do you
Uh,
have ticket stubs from all of
No,
them?
because now it's your phone's the ticket.
Yeah, but that's kind of lame,
It
You want
is
a little,
kinda-
you want a cool little
absolutely.
coin-looking thing that you
No,
can look
I mean
back.
I got a drawer full of ticket stubs.
Even
from the
ticket stubs
90s.
are usually pretty lame. They're like Ticketmaster fucking, laser printed piece of shit,
Yeah,
whatever.
but it's something. I mean, now it's
something.
digital. It just goes into the void.
Not necessarily. That's all about the user interface. So, I think there will be some meaningful ways to pull up an app and look through your beautiful catalog of POAPs of shows you've been to, and
Yeah.
the Purple Bee coins. Let me put this up on the screen
Yeah.
so you see what I'm talking about.
Hey, real quick, let me
This
jump
thing
in.
is, it's kind of nice to look at. It spins around.
I don't think
and-
that's what mine looks like.
That's beautiful.
I had a
You're-
hexagonal.
All right, your wooden one that you got at
Yeah,
South
the
by
wooden
Southwest. That
one.
was an experiment, and it was a experimental thing.
Yeah,
We're
I
still
like
working.
it.
We're working on the concept. This is new. It's very new. We're on the cutting edge.
Yeah, for sure. You've always been the tip of the spear.
But the idea is that you have a whole album full of these things, and you can kind of, fan through them and look. Remember that? And there might be more data attached to it. The set list, the who was there and who was in the band, and maybe you can pull up a video and pull up the audio from it. All the metadata will be attached to it if we want it to be. It's a user experience situation that I think we're going to get a handle on all those things. We're just in the infancy stage.
Have
but-
y'all discussed that event on this show that y'all put on? Because that really left an impression on
You
me.
talking about Camp Purple Bee at South by Southwest?
Yes.
What did you think about it?
It was amazing. I mean, the bands were good, and the folks there were cool, and the spot was good. There was food. There, Arnie is like Granny's Tacos is arguably the best tacos in Austin. Easily.
They
I mean,
actually
I'd
were-
put
they-
Valentina's up there.
They just made some national list of like the third best brunch spot in America, which is
It's like a
amazing.
truck in a parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like food trucks, but I love their food. And shout out to Granny's Tacos. Breakfast tacos all day. You can call them in. They're right by the freeway. I mean, it's ideal. There's 2 spots.
Well, talk about improvisation.
Hold on
What?
real quick. Thank you, Billy T. Coin, for letting us know that Decentraland went down. We just fixed it, and it's
there
right
they
there.
are. They're
we
back.
we just got it back.
The
so
metaverse is fleeting.
we're back in action. Billy T. Coin. you're the
Metaverse
best.
is not really caught on yet, but I love it.
It will.
It will.
Just like Bitcoin and NFTs. You know what? If you want to draw a line in the sand right now at its infancy, and you want to say this is bullshit,
No, I
that's
don't.
cool.
No, I'm just
I'm
saying.
not talking to you,
I'm just
Chad,
watching.
but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
in
but I'm
general.
the guest, so I'm going to give you my
Okay,
opinion.
give me your dang opinion.
This is my night, guy.
Well, the thing about the Granny's Tacos, I don't know if we've talked about in the Groove Lab about what we did there, but it was
It was a great event.
first of all, we decided to do that. I want to say 3 weeks or 4 weeks ahead of the thing.
You just were like, here's Granny's Tacos. I know Arnie. Here's a parking lot.
Grego, what happened?
What happened is like you booked all the bands. All of a sudden, you got the talent. You build it all from zero to what we heard, and we were all impressed with that. For
Yeah,
sure.
Ebo's he went on
Wow.
a tear, just like contacting the best bands on the South by Spotify playlist that he could find, everything he listened to.
Well, I'll give you my. You want to hear the secret? If anyone is in Austin and they want to put on a South by Southwest show, here is the hack. All right, here's the here's what you do. I've been trying this. We've been beta testing this, and this year it all fell into place, and it fell into place quick. Here's what you do. You go when South by Southwest puts out their website of all the bands playing. There's like 2,000 bands, and they're from all over the world. You get on that, and you get your filters right, and you search. And if you're me, you start to look for bands that are not from America. First of all,
Yeah.
start with bands that are coming from other countries. And what that tells you is that these artists are hungry enough to travel in a pandemic across the world to share their music. That's how hungry they are to get noticed and to have their music put out there. So I started there, and I got a list and I was listening to they have Spotify links, so I'm checking them out, and I got a big
Checking
list
them
of
out.
prospects. I just start firing off emails, just cold email. Yo, check us.
Checking
We
them
have
out.
we have this show at South by, and we'd love if you could. We have an added bonus at Purple Bee. We're filming the thing and streaming it live, so we can offer that to these artists, and we can offer them Granny's tacos and free beer and things like that.
A lot of
Otherwise,
fun.
it's the cheapest gig they've played in a long time. There's not a big budget. There's a lot of goodwill going on. So
Good
we got
memories, though. They
we
got
got
great
lucky.
memories.
We got lucky. Some of these bands, for instance, my favorite band of the entire 3-day event was a band called Begonia. It's actually a woman. She's a singer. She's from Canada. Her name is Begonia, and she was like Adele. She sang like Adele, but she had way more soul and heart and charisma than almost anyone I've ever seen. And her show was just absolutely jaw-dropping. Look up Begonia if you have never heard her. And also don't listen to her studio stuff. You got to see her live. If she comes to your town, go see Begonia. I'm telling you right now. She tore the house down. So those are the
shout
kind
out
of
to
bands.
Begonia. I love you if you're watching.
Yeah, she's amazing.
We would love to have you here at Purple Bee
But
Studio.
But here's the thing: South by had pulled her showcase while she was en route to Austin. She found out that her showcase at South by got pulled, and she had nowhere to play. And we were
Boom.
like, "Well, you're playing at our thing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're thinking about." But we gave her the nice slot at the Purple Bee stage, and wouldn't you know it, she absolutely destroyed the place, and it was incredible. And it was like
Totally
one of those
destroyed.
moments.
Yeah, check it out. It's out there on our
Yeah,
purplebee.org.
it's on YouTube.
YouTube.
Remember when
archives.
we made her throw a donk at the end?
Yeah, we did.
We were
She
like,
couldn't land
we
it.
can't do an encore. The band won't play until we
Shonk.
nail a donk or
Right.
something.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
Oh, Morris
Oh,
Mills.
Morris Mills.
Yeah, he
that
was like a
sick.
Prince disciple from Minneapolis.
Very nice.
He was great too. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we
So
got spinach.
Max Dredd gave $22.21
Thank you, Max.
or 20 cents earlier, and that's good for a spin on the Wheel of Jam. If it hits the thing that we've already hit tonight, we're gonna do a jam card. So that's the wild card. We've already done Space Face, and I'm gonna spin it again for Max Dredd.
Man, E-Buzz,
Yo,
at that event,
loop on loop.
loop on loop. All right, but back to that event. Y'all were using my playlist, my Vibes playlist.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah!
which
I love
I'd
that
like to
playlist.
plug.
I love that playlist.
It's pretty much the coolest shit I've done since starting Deadeye and Heartburn the same year. Was putting this playlist together through various sources, and so this year I pledged to learn all new bands. There's so much good music being made right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know why all these cats are touring Europe and the North right now. Probably because they can't take the heat down here.
I also probably can't afford to come over here.
But this Vibes playlist is 17. It's over 17 hours.
Yeah, can we put a link in the chat probably?
Yeah, I'll share it with you guys because it's really, I'm so proud of it, and I've given it to people all over the world. So I wish I could see the diaspora, like the tree
All right.
of. All right, I'm sending it to you right now.
So, off the top of your head, Shad,
Yeah.
if you're always adding music to your playlist,
that's
you've
it.
got to have a couple of bands at the top of your mind that turn us on to a couple bands
Yeah,
right now.
of
Just one
course.
or
Okay.
two.
Well, if you love Krungben, then
Yes.
Cat's Roar is basically the same thing. So Cat's Roar is like Krungben adjacent, and I can barely tell them apart. So I love that band. I don't know if Unknown Mortal Orchestra is still playing, but I
Oh, hell
love
yeah.
those
They're
guys.
from New Zealand, right? They're from New Zealand? Nah.
And Kevin Morby is a guy who sounds like Lou Reed meets Leonard Cohen. I mean, his voice just brings me to my knees. I can't get enough of Kevin Morby. And then there's like...
Wait, are you talking about Roaring Cats or The Cats Roar?
No, it's called Cats. It's all caps for whatever reason.
See-
Katzroar.
Okay, the Z is what threw me off.
Yeah, no, it's a weird spelling. There's Leclerc from France that is on this playlist, featured a couple times. There's the Olympians, which is really cool, and I'd never heard of them before. Tijuana Panthers, very cool band. What's going on?
Hell yeah, we're gonna
Spritzing?
share this in the chat. It's the Cats Roar band is KATZ, like Cats Never Closes.
Right, just like that.
ROAR.
Cats Roar.
KATZ
Yeah, and Yin Yin. There's a band from Japan called Kikagaku Moyo.
Hell yeah.
Y'all know them?
Yes, of course. We're going to
And-
see them
and
at the
me
Empire.
too. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
And Orion's Belt is opening up.
Nice.
Which Orion's Belt, if y'all don't know about them,
No, I
learn
don't know.
about them
All right, I will.
because it's fucking great. I mean, I'm so excited about all these great Cotton Jones, and that gal he sings with, it blows my mind. What's another one that's a recurring?
I have a recommendation.
Yeah, L. Michael's Affair.
Oh yeah, they're cool. Funky
Amazing.
shit. So you guys know King Gizzard and the Lizard
Oh,
Wizard.
they're playing Red Rocks. I was thinking about going 2 nights at Red Rocks.
Yeah, and they play like 5-hour shows there.
Yeah. They're from
Marathons.
Melbourne.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I gotta go.
So they're a great band, but just recently they were on tour, and I think they're in Amsterdam or something, and their drummer got COVID. And
No,
they were,
and their guitars got wrecked.
yeah. Before that though, the drummer got COVID, and instead of canceling the show, they're like, "We're gonna do the show, and we're gonna put a 808 on stage, and just like take turns like dialing in beats, and then play our songs to the 808." And it sounds
What?
stupid. Sounds like it could go horribly wrong, of course.
That's crazy.
But I watched it. It's on YouTube. You can watch the thing, and it's actually really cool. Sometimes
Yeah.
because they're doing it, they're legit. They don't have program. I mean, some of the stuff might have
Right,
been
they're
programmed,
dialing in
but they're kind of like
patch.
dialing up a 808 patch and like, yeah, almost. Okay, there it is. And then they kind of start building in their song, and then they
That
play
is
their songs,
wild.
and they were cool as shit. And it was like this very unique thing. And you know, I have
And then-
I'm partial to rock and roll bands that
Right.
can use a drum machine and have some humanity about it. It's pretty cool.
I was surfing the other night, and I watched that video, but also before that, I watched their Bonnaroo set, which was the opposite. It was like full on fucking rock mania, and the sea of people was incredible. There's a giant. The mosh pit was like 100 yards wide.
Another band, that sounds sick, but another band I'd like to highlight off this playlist is Surprise Chef. Yeah, they're badass. Also, this band of Alper. And these bands are amazing, and they're such a vibe.
Shout out Billy Ticoin says he's from Melbourne. That's right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Melbourne. Yeah,
Billy Ticoin's in the
King
chat. He's
Gizzard.
on Decentraland. We got to get you in the Zoom, brother.
yeah. Hey guys, are y'all in? Do y'all do like the Oculus Quest or anything in virtual reality?
Yes, we don't own one, but I borrowed Casey's for
Yeah.
like a month, and
Do
I
I
got
need to buy
so-
one for you?
I think we all.
I want to.
Yeah,
I've
I
only-
want to frolic in those fields with you guys.
I've only done the bar fight game where you just beat people up in a bar.
So it's very cathartic. So we have gotten some situations in here where we've hooked up the wingsuit game, and we jammed, and someone wingsuited around.
Oh, that's great. The
Yeah, that was
wingsuit
fun.
application.
Yeah.
I was like talking to my sister. I was like, she lives with our 93-year-old grandma, and I was like, just put it on her head, start the wingsuit like National Geographic video, and she is gonna shit her pants. She's gonna fall out of her chair.
That might be. I mean,
I mean, it's wild. Or like scuba diving.
Yeah.
this is
I would
dark.
want
This is
I
a
would
dark.
want my grandparent to experience that before they.
I have a dark thought. It's
Yeah,
like
okay.
It's not that dark.
This is a Kevorkian situation, but like a way to usher people into the other side is maybe to put the Oculus on them and, put them in some.
Yeah, they're not going to
Fairyland.
take acid, or like do any real spiritual inward, evaluation. You just need to like thrust them into a quasi-religious experience where
You could
they
probably,
don't know what's
You can probably
happening.
do the same thing with a shit ton of morphine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the government's cool with that. Just not acid. No, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
if you just put that on, it's really like tripping.
It is.
I mean, you're in another place.
Well,
The Wander app, where you just anywhere Google Earth goes, you're there.
yeah,
I'm just like chasing waterfalls.
yeah.
I'll be at the Sphinx, and then I'll go up to the fjords, and then I'll be in like
Yeah.
the Congo.
How do you keep from walking into your entertainment center? or
Because
something?
you move around with your thumbs.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't actually move around.
Nice.
Like I actually physically move for like mini golf when I need to do subtle adjustments. But really, you don't want to be moving around too much. Like my sister can do it in a very confined space. I need a little more space.
You were big into Wii as far as
I love the Wii.
You still do the Wii?
No, I mean I've loved every
Is it obsolete now?
every level of Nintendo I've been
But
just all over.
Is the Wii obsolete now that you have Oculus?
Chicago Fats?
Yeah, Danny says I was going to ask when we go in virtual walking again.
Danny!
Shit's barbaric.
Chicago Fats. Yeah, he
Y'all
and I
walk together?
have held hands and trumped through the multiverse. I mean, there's a whole world of like flight simulators and social apps where you're just walking around looking like some anime god. You're 18 feet
Right.
tall.
Room scale? Have you tried that?
No,
Abstract says room scale. Is the
no, I
bar.
haven't tried that.
Must be a different app.
What app on the VR has made you the most? This could be good or bad. The most sort of fucked up.
Well,
most
social,
queasy or
yeah,
whatever.
The social side of it is the
Not
most
not
fucked up.
social. The most tripped out. The most where you lost a sensory sort of. You forgot where you were.
Yeah, I think the flying on the
Most
putt-putt is the walkabout mini golf. You can fly around, and those are some pretty trippy environments, and you really feel like you're actually flying through a cartoon fantasy
So
camp.
it's not the actual putt-putt game.
It's not the
flying
actual
around
putt-putt.
the
It's
map of-
flying around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a beautiful cooperative game where you're just playing putt-putt, which is we all just want to play putt-putt with our families at the end of the day. I mean, in a safe environment where there's no lines and you can do whatever you do in your living room. You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and it's a pristine environment, bristling with psychedelic charm,
Well, Shad, have you? I know, unfortunately,
and you can go there anytime.
Decentraland is not compatible with the Oculus yet.
I know. I want to
But
get into
it will be very soon. but-
Snoop has real estate in Decentraland.
No. Well, he might, but he's mostly in Sandbox, which is also kind of cool.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But Decentraland is cool mostly for the people who are there.
Yeah,
and
no, I'm
we've
interested.
met a lot of cool people already just by having our little venue, and people come and hang out. They meet each other, and it's a very social thing.
Yeah, well, VR chat is what I use, and it's crazy because there'll be a lot of kids. There'll be a couple creep trolls, but it's mostly just kind of young people having fun, running their mouths, running around, and then every now and then you meet like a wizard or like a Jedi, and they teach you things. They give you gifts,
Yeah.
and those gifts are like avatars,
Right.
and these avatars have bling. Like the fur will move. You'll have a tail.
Yeah.
You can make more facial expressions. Like there's just more complexity to your avatar,
Right.
and sometimes you're huge. But most people end up as some sort of anime hottie,
Yeah. Everyone wants to be a hottie at the end of the day.
and in the Japanese style, like that. Yeah, I mean that's the look.
what's been fun in Decentraland to, since we're really early, this is the first inning of the game of the metaverse. All the people that are there, 99% of them are there because they're ahead of the game, and that means that some of them are the people who made the dang game. They're the people who built the fucking thing, and they know the rules, and you can learn a lot by just chatting someone up, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I can recognize when there's like those kinds of people when they pop up in whatever world you're running around in. You know, for example, you'll just find some island full of ducks and geese, and there's just tables full of bread and things to feed these birds, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we met these 100-foot tall Kermit the Frogs and these bully, big birds and all these little gremlins, kids running around, and then these Jedi anime gods show up, and they're like, "Let me teach you. I'll give you these gifts." It was like when the Spanish showed up to the Incans.
Yeah, Abstract AMCR is saying some things that confer with that. He's talking about some sick crews in VR chat that are just like blowing minds.
Yeah, VR chat has these just like.
And Dan McGreevy's just talking about digital boobs.
Yeah, Danny is hilarious. He's a natural for VR chat.
Man, so sooner or later, all of these stickers that Dan's making are going to become NFTs too, because, that guy's got a wild imagination.
Yeah, have a sad cum.
Yeah.
Punish ballsack. I mean, he's had some real winners, I gotta say. Danny's a gift. So I love how y'all got Moving Matter back together. That was amazing.
Did you see that?
I did.
It was a cool set,
we
right?
did.
Well, I mean, it would be cool if y'all rehearsed.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see you
Can't
guys
have it all.
making
It's
noise
true.
together.
Can't-
I just like
pick-
to see you guys making racket
You
together.
can only have two of the three things: us play and us practice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
One
just
of
thought
two
back to
things.
Live at Grego's, and that was probably the tightest, like, when I would watch Moving Matter
Yeah.
sets, it would really take me somewhere, Like,
I
I'd
agree.
get super juiced.
We had some great jams with our comeback show, and then we actually had some great jams this weekend at Elbows' house. Ebo's
Sans Bernie.
filled in for Bernie.
Really?
It was quasi Moving Matter. We played some Moving Matter songs. We did some
Ebo's filled in
classics.
for Bernie?
He did.
So did Grego.
Grego filled in too. It was a fun night. It was
Talk about unrehersed.
yeah. That
I
was
can
the
only
next
imagine.
level. But
No, it just reminds me of Grooving Ground, Moving Matter, Mikado, like
Yeah.
and Jabarvi. Like
Well,
we were always playing gigs together when I first moved
I
here.
will say, just to touch on what we were talking about earlier, of like the jam band who is well rehearsed, and you fucking nail the song, and you get the reward of the jam. Moving Matter had moments like that nightly when we were when we were just jamming, firing all cylinders, like 2007 through 10 probably. When you just you destroyed the composed part. Now you just feel like you can let go. It's that dichotomy of the balance where you feel like you've earned the right to sort of let your mind drift because you're prepared. And you're not worrying about if you got your all the chords or whatever.
No, I mean I fully agree. You have to earn that jam, and that's why when I watch Fish butcher like Reba, and then they're gonna take us on this long jam, I'm like, I'm sorry, you jumped into the ether with a broken ankle.
Yeah, hard liner.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just. We've seen them do it right. Why are you doing it wrong now?
Man,
And
well,
you're
true.
sober?
They have the terrible privilege of being compared to themselves, their former selves. They've reached such high heights.
Poor babies. Yeah, they're worth $150 million. They're really worried about it. I mean, they're not incentivized to rehearse.
Okay, so who's next? Have you heard
Yeah.
any? Let's talk about jam bands in the current day.
Why?
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 They're
you have
over.
Shall
nothing. You have
not say
nothing.
their
They're
name.
over. You got nothing.
Attention spans are over.
Are you on the-
Medeski Martin and Wood stopped playing.
Well, wait a second.
Now we have
wait a second.
Goose and
Hold-
what's the other one? There's another one.
Spofford.
Stafford, yeah. Spafford.
Spaff infection.
And yeah,
Man.
I'm sorry, I'm just not interested. I'm
What
not
about-
going.
Fat
one
Freddy's
bombs.
Drop. That's kind of a jam band.
No,
it's kind of
no,
a
no.
thievery.
No, they're not.
That
Thievery
sounds
level.
terrible.
Nope.
Jam bands have terrible names like Leftover Salmon,
They're
String
pretty
Cheese
good.
Incident, Jiggle the Handle. I don't know if y'all remember.
like that.
How about Ominous Sea Pots?
Yeah,
that was
that's
a
a
good
good one.
name. Too.
Terrible fucking names.
The name was better than the band, maybe.
Oh,
Hey,
and it's all
what-
bad.
What about, let's get a hot take on
I agree.
Billy Strings.
Yeah.
Is he sucking all the air out of the scene? Is he just too big?
That kid moves tickets. Make no mistake, he is crushing stadiums
Crushing.
with his flat picking skills, and he's
great.
he's just a beautiful man.
He's beautiful and
He's a-
great, and it's like to
He's
see,
so good at social media and
to see-
promoting himself.
we got to
Oh, you
see
got
him.
pearl
We got to
snaps?
see him get big, and then find jam band music after we already knew who he was. He was like, "Wow, Widespread Panic." Oh, I
Yeah,
could
Grateful
play-
Dead.
Grateful Dead. Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
and it's like
No, he's like one of those sci-fi
Dude,
monsters that keeps
bro,
absorbing
I-
different worlds.
I watched the YouTube last night. He got up with Primus at the Ryman Theater.
Yeah, why
You
not?
see that?
Yeah, put
And
Billy
he-
Strings everywhere.
And-
He's
and,
on a Madonna tour. He's playing with Beeps.
So Larry Lalonde is up there too, and they're sharing. I guess they're sharing a rig. Like they're both playing on a Marshall, or maybe they had 2 amps. I don't know. But Claypool kind of like pauses mid jam and says, "I don't know if you know who's sitting next to you right there, but that there's Larry Lalonde. Like, you need to put some respect on him." Like he basically made Lair like step up and fucking show Billy what's up, and they dueled it out. It was
I
pretty
fucking
cool.
love Larry more than Billy Strings. I've seen Billy
gotta
Strings a
watch
few
that video.
times, and there's a lot of talent at those shows. Like, it's some of the sexiest ladies I've ever seen in my life at those shows. Seriously, because he's a piece. But you know, as far as all the kind of newgrass goes, I could do without it. You know, it doesn't really. You know what? Actually, I love
It's
the
the
most
no
from his
dr-
last show was "Elderly Woman" and the fucking
Pearl
the
Jam?
Pearl Jam song. It
Billy
was great.
Strings?
Yeah, he crushed that tune. That's one of my favorite
that
Pearl
could be
Jam
cool.
songs.
I gotta say, for me, it's the no drummer, man. How crazy and how psychedelic can you get without a drummer?
Bro, of course, I want a drummer.
And this extends to the what is it, Yonder Mountain String Band, and the
Yeah.
fucking Green
Yes.
Sky Orchestra.
Green sky, blue
all,
sky,
all
green
you
grass, blue
motherfuckers,
fucks.
all you motherfuckers selling all those goddamn tickets, playing Red Rocks, selling them out. You're doing it wrong. Get you a drummer.
Have you ever seen Doc Watson? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I'm sorry. Have you ever heard of Bill Monroe? No, you haven't.
Billy Strings has.
Well, sure. And listen, make no mistake, Billy Strings is very talented. There's just a difference between good music and talented people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well-
just because you're talented doesn't mean you make good music.
Bro, Billy Strings, probably his best talent is his Doc Watson impression. And
Well, as
he-
someone who's seen Doc Watson,
absolutely-
I don't feel that.
Dude, he nails.
he's just such a kid.
nails Doc Watson.
It's tough for kids to, like, give me that Appalachia deep blues.
There's this new Corey Wong video where he's interviewing Billy Strings and jamming with him, and he's like, Corey Wong's like, "Hey Billy, show me what you mean when you mean like mixing Bill Monroe with Tony Rice," and he's like, "Bill Monroe's like this, total Appalachian," and then he's like, "Tony Rice like this," and like newgrass, fucking. You know, he knows the
Tony
stuff.
Rice.
He knows his
Oh
stuff.
my God,
Yeah.
that guy.
well,
Yeah, no, I love all these like source material dudes. I just think Billy is a kid and he's trending or whatever, and he's selling tickets. Great, good for him. Keep
Nah,
crushing it.
I think
It's a
he's-
fun show. I will go see him every time it's convenient. But I've never left wanting to listen to his music.
right on. Well,
But I'm very
I'll
impressed.
shout out Corey Wong. If you like,
Corey
literally-
Wong, same thing. Super talented. I don't want to listen to his music. Like,
That's
I'll
cool.
watch his videos and I'll be like, dang, they're tight. But this is just at the end of the day, you know.
But how about the production quality that he's putting into his YouTube show?
Impressive the
Unbelievable.
level of production. It's like
better than
it's-
his music.
It's a full show with like infomercials that are like parody. It's amazing.
But
I
no,
know, I'm
not
blown
only
away.
not only that, there's some actual like comedy writing that I would say is up there in the batting average of Saturday Night Live at this point. It's like some of them are terrible, some of them are pretty fucking good, and I'm like, wow, like you got some actual people writing. You're paying. There's a budget. Someone is. It can't just all be him.
There's
He's
a
got
look,
a budget.
a
There's
vibe.
a look. There's
Yeah.
some good production.
Yeah,
value.
there's some
And
comedic-
then he goes this is where I really he seals the deal by having these interviews with people like Victor Wooten and Schofield and Bela Fleck, and he goes so deep, and they have their instruments in their hands, and they start talking about real nerd music shit, and they start illustrating concepts and talking about a lot of the kind of things that we talk about, and maybe a little bit more of a polished and coherent way, and it's fucking awesome. I go there just for the interviews, and it's almost like if you make it through the first 10 minutes of his variety show, you get to the meat of the thing, which is this interview with some incredible musician, and they've been great.
Man, David Crosby once said, if you're in a jam band, you better be a jazz level player.
Yeah.
And that's some tough medicine to swallow.
Sorry, Mr. Crosby.
Yeah, but it's true. You really need to have something to say on your instrument.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to be another. But even if you do, like, say, Humphreys McGee,
Right.
very talented. I'd never want to
Incredibly
listen to
talented.
one of their songs ever. Disco Biscuits, so
Man, you're
talented.
just laying
I
waste
do,
to the whole scene.
I
right
do
now.
not want to listen to a single goddamn thing from them. Shut your mouth.
Okay.
And I respect their musicianship greatly. But again, just because you know how to shred an instrument doesn't mean you know which notes to play.
Let
I
me-
will listen to Jerry Garcia or John Coltrane or Miles Davis play 4 notes in a minute, and it's better than a whole fucking night of Disco Biscuits.
I'm sure the Disco Biscuits would agree
That's
with
hard
you.
to argue with.
You
What
know?
about Keith Jarrett?
Keith Jarrett is he's a
Keith-
god. He
Keith
creates
Jarrett versus-
universes with his fingers. There's just galaxies pouring out of his fucking body. He's
Yeah.
a gift to this planet. Keith Jarrett is one of the greatest piano players of all time, if not the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, I will take the
Hot
Pepsi
takes.
challenge with the Herbie Hancocks and the fucking
Chick.
Chick Coreas and the who are all the great those bebop
Booker.
Kenny Drew and Thelonious. I love Thelonious Monk.
I'm
He's such
a
a stud.
Booker. I like James Booker.
Yeah, sure. You got McCoy Tyner, Oscar Peterson. I'll take Keith Jarrett over all
Who's
those
your-
cats.
all
So
right.
how do you live with yourself when you can't quite reach those mountaintops and like the Disco Biscuits? You got to live. You're not quite McCoy Tyner,
Not the.
but they're great in
I
their
don't,
own right.
I don't like that you're putting these two artists
Why
in
does
the same
it have to be the
sentence.
Disco Biscuits?
Do they
versus-
have
You
to be
brought
that
them up,
close?
motherfucker.
Can you socially distance those
Yeah.
two?
How about us and McCoy Tyner? Like, how do you you know that you're not going to reach that quiet magnitude, but you're going to
Nothing,
try
I'm
nonetheless.
not even gonna fucking come.
How can we jam
I'm not even
after
in the
this?
zip code, bro.
Yeah. How can we continue on with our lives and jam after this?
Well,
Yeah, how do
that's
you
the
not
whole thing.
Sell your instrument
Listen,
and walk away.
The first time I was driving from Houston to Austin, and I just bought Miles Smiles, and the first song starts with just Tony Williams just shredding all by himself. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on right now? Like, just the ride pattern, I was like having heart palpitations. And then his fucking kicks come in and his snares, and I'm like, what is... And I pulled the car over, and I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, I didn't know drums could sound like that. And it was devastating. But at the end of the day, I just realized that, I'm making money, I'm having fun, I'm connecting with my community. I just need to do what I can do and not compare myself to these gods.
That's right. It's like when you think about how we go back to how improvisation is life, is every daily decision and the way you treat others and the way you have compassion and sort of support your friends. It's all about that. It's like you guys are my crew that I'm taking to the NBA Finals. I'm gonna go all the way or die trying, and it's about the journey. What do you
I
got?
got something else to say that along those lines. This is why, fuck David Crosby, because I got something to say, and I can improvise, and I have a lot of music in me, and I think you do too, and I think you do too over there, Grego, and you do too.
And you?
What if we are the Wilco of jam? You know what I mean? Like, what if we're the... I say Wilco
Family
as in this. What is a band that's sort of indie rock? They're not necessarily like these players.
Spoon?
Spoon. Yeah.
Minus the bear,
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I hate that I just compared us to Spoon.
Ween.
No. I'm just saying,
Minus
like,
the blob.
there's like this sort of. There's a lot of heart and a lot of soul in music. the blues. You know what I mean? Like it's not about the notes. It's about the intention. It's about the passion. It's about the feeling. It's about the connection. And that thing transcends all the fucking jazz notes and all the facilities on the instruments to a degree. You got to have enough facility to communicate your ideas and have a real moment. But, I don't think you have to be Miles level. I don't think you have to be, that
Snarky
level.
Puppy.
You
I was
don't.
thinking
You
like
don't.
Snarky Puppy level of musicianship, which is tip top.
Abstract's
It
in
is.
here in the chat. I want to acknowledge
Yeah.
he's throwing out all kinds of ideas. The Pixies, of course, he's talking about.
Sure,
I fucking love the
Pixies.
Pixies.
You got to.
And also up the top, Billy T-Corn was talking about Fat Freddy's drop and how he's seen them 3 times, and I'm fucking jealous.
Damn.
We're in Texas.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know
love
if they,
them.
I
We
don't think
love
they've
them.
ever been to Texas. Have
No,
they?
they
Devos?
haven't.
They have not.
never have.
And so we have never seen Fat Freddy's drop. Our friends, the Caulfields, are going to see them in Amsterdam this summer, and we're super jealous. Fat Freddy's drop is an incredible band.
What do you say we jam?
Yeah,
Audio, not in DCO.
Yeah, I thought Grego wanted to play Go Fish.
Dude,
I don't know what he's doing these cards.
We spun the Wheel of Jam a
Loop to
while
loop.
ago. We spun. Yeah, we
were
spun
loop
it.
to loop.
No, we spun it for Max Dread like 30 minutes ago, and it
Yeah, and
remember
it said
that?
loop on loop.
Yeah, it said loop on loop. So we're gonna do some things that are all loop based.
Yeah.
Great.
For this jam.
Hey, Billy T Coin, I think Lightstream, which is what we use to port our thing over to Decentraland, I think it's just taking a shit tonight. I'm restarting it again, but thanks for the heads up.
Oh, Decentraland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out Debo's for this this first part of this loop. We're gonna do it on Loopy Pro.
Yeah.
This is an iPad app that
Yeah,
does
loop.
retrospective looping. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you.
There's a wine region in France called Pic Saint Loup.
No, we're just this is a
Pixel
loop,
loop.
on loop.
Yeah, it's the wheel first, then the card.
Yeah.
I think you got me turned down. No. Debo's, give me a loop. Debo's gonna give me a loop on this Loopy Pro app. I got his random reggae beat here. So you can see my iPad. You make up the key. Yeah. All right, so watch the orange. Cool thing about this looper, it's retrospective. It's always listening. You just play. You just do your thing. And when you feel like you just played something super cool, you hit the button and it loops what you played before, retrospectively. He can loop himself.
Yeah, Debo's can loop himself on that same app. Sharply did it.
Rastafari. Thank you, Max Dread. Yes. Yeah, man. We could pull a jam card and get Shad on the drum kit, I think. One more time. Oh, yeah? Too much mezcal? That's not possible. You can be minimal as you want. Yeah. He wants some abstract viz. He needs some viz on. Do we lose it? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Groove Lab. Abstract AMCRs coming from his bunker. We had Kate Fuego spinning fire despite all odds. Crucial passage, that's what came up. You know what? It's in the cards tonight again, Debos. Might have been last week, but it's here again.
Out of all the cards, what are the chances? Who shuffled those?
Like 1 in 52,
yeah,
I think.
It was legit. Vegas approves.
Thanks for being here. We're going to do this one more jam to shut us down and send you on your way. We're going to be back tomorrow night with another great show. It's Purple Bee Live tomorrow night. I'm going to plug it right now. Abstract might take us out to a raid after this, but you guys come back tomorrow for Alex Saxon. It's her record release. We've got a band, several bands. She's so prolific that she's put together 3 different bands to play 3 small sets tomorrow night. 3 different incarnations of her music, and one of those incarnations includes me and Debo's here, and some other amazing players that you probably know. Alex Saxon is a great friend and an incredible talent, and she's going to be here tomorrow night. Purple Bee Live, episode 69, motherfuckers. It's significant. You're going to want that POAP.
Yeah, Alex, can't wait. I'm ready. Bring it on. Gotta do another jam. Here it is.
Nope, not that one. I go, hey, listen. Come on. Come on. Yo. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. What? Yo. Yo, crucial passage. It's a crucial passage. It's a crucial passage. You've arrived. Welcome to the other side of Groove Lab, number 5. I can dig it. Can you? I can. You know, it's times like these I like to consult the Oracle and tell you that your mind is empty. It's open to everything. In the beginner's mind, all possibilities exist. It's those who think they're experts. Well, there's only a few possibilities. Stay a beginner. Stay a child. Stay open. Stay positive. Fill your life with wonder. Come back to the Groove Lab. Episode 6 next Wednesday. Why not? We'd like to thank Michael Tyson, the creator of Luby Pro. We'd like to thank Shad Scott, Deadeye's own, Austin's own, Houston, Texas, we'll take them. This is Austin's own Shad Scott, man about town, wine guy. How many thousands of hours you spent drumming to the sounds of Grateful Dead, we'll never know. But it's paying off. Hot Take Shad tonight. Check out his podcast. Abstract AMCR, thank you so much for all you do. Visuals, DJs, moderation, regulation, just general support and great ideas. We love you so much. Kate Fuego set the world on fire tonight. We had to hose down the double wide just to make way for her shenanigans. We live to fight another day. Grego, love you so much. We made it through another Groove Lab, another Wednesday.
Yeah, we did. Love you too, bro.
Also, I'd like to give a special shout out tonight to Jovi Martinez.
Oh yeah, Jobs.
Our good friend, idea guy, Jovi Martinez. Always has always been there for us, and we love him so much. We're back tomorrow night, Tomorrow night is a special episode of Purple Bee Live. It's the 69th episode. You know what that means.
Natalie Stone, love you so much. Thank you for watching, everybody, and your support. Groove Lab in here. Shad, thank you so much. Love you, man. Oh yeah. Soust. Abstract AMCR is gonna take us out with some grooves, and then we'll be back tomorrow with Alex Saxon and the crew. Can't wait.
If you're on Twitch, keep it locked in. We're gonna raid. We're gonna raid someone cool. Abstract's got you. Hang tight.
Here he comes. Oh. Thank you, Divas, for beautiful music.
Yeah,
That was very nice.
Groove Lab.
at the break of dawn.